Hi everyone. Today people have been asking me to do show my base off. So this is a still image capture of my base, and I'll just describe why I have it laid out like this, and you know some strategies as to how my base works in defense. So the first thing I want to point out is that it is a farming base. So the purpose of my base is to capture resources and to store them with minimal loss to other attacks. So that's why you can see I've got my town hall over here outside my base. So every time an attacker destroys this, I get an 11, I think 11, maybe 12 hour shield from other attacks. So within that time, I have time for my collectors, my gold and elixir collectors, to get me resources, and I can do upgrades in that time as well. So I'm not susceptible to larger attacks where they can get my major storages in here, especially when they're full, because everyone hates to lose all their hard-earned resources, right? So that usually works well. You get a few attacks. Sometimes people don't attack your town hall, sometimes they do, but regardless, who cares about trophies? They're pretty easy to get at higher levels, and they're useless really. Well, apart from being in leagues, but they're only a couple of thousand extra bonuses when you win raids or participate in any sort of raids. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is my um, the outline of my base. So my primary objective here was to get attackers. So if people attacked, just say here, the the attacking troops would attack these buildings and then divert to the outside and spread around. So then my kind of inner defenses would pick them off as they went around the sides. And if somebody dropped goblins, for example, somebody just dumped all their goblins here, the goblins would destroy that and either start attacking this wall where they'd get smashed by this mortar, or go start circling around the sides to the other collectors and eventually die as they go up and around to the other sides. So that's the primary purpose of how I've laid out my buildings. I've kind of alternated between standard buildings or barracks and my collectors. So the troops are always going around and the goblins always try and go on the outsides, and I try and prevent them from penetrating inside. Um, the second thing I wanted to talk about was my mortar placement, and I've just positioned my mortars kind of in this triangular configuration because it kind of maximizes the mortar's range. I've tried and minimize the overlap, so I've got this mortar kind of taking that whole area. This whole outside is defended by that mortar, this whole outside is defended by that mortar, and this mortar kind of protects these resources where I've got goblins always coming in, kind of exploding these bombs. So I've got that placement of the bombs there as well. Kind of similar idea with my air defense placement. I've got my air defense kind of central to my defenses. So you've always got to cover your defenses, and then this is the only really side I've got unprotected from my air defense. But if usually people attack with dragons, and then if people attack with dragons or things like that, they'll kind of destroy this town hall and kind of veer off to the left and right, and they'll be damaged by my other sort of defenses. I've got my clan castle over here, not really centered, which is optimal, but I didn't really want to kick anything else out, and that's fine because if people, sometimes this will fill up and I won't have time to empty it, so people attack and they'll kind of unleash my clan castle. And then I've got my Tesla placement So I've kind of centralized my Teslas such that every attack will spark a um, kind of surprise jump from the Teslas. So they'll always get utilized pretty much every single time. But one thing that's older in this picture is my the placement of these spring traps. I put this Tesla back into this position and put this spring trap in the front because if people break through, they'll destroy this and then the giants will kind of fling out, which is a better strategy. And I've got this one here, so if anyone tries to penetrate that to get into there and there, they just go up in the air. Um, Same thing goes for my wizard placement. This wizard covers this sort of area before the gold storage. This wizard covers there, and this wizard covers there and protects that dark elixir storage. So I'll try and maximize the wizard splash damage for goblins around the storages. So that kind of gets maximum protection, works okay. I've also wanted to point out that I've got these two smaller storages, so this elixir storage and this gold storage, because they're good kind of tanks for damage. So if barbarians or archers attack this side, they'll probably most likely go for that storage. If not, they'll go for my cannon and then go for that storage. And then in that time, my other troops have time to destroy it. But like I'm willing to sacrifice. I think that's 12,000 they can steal from there, and 12,000 they can steal from there, which is kind of peanuts compared to raiding and my resource collection. So it's valuable to have kind of these decoys, like you could call them, in protecting um, your other units, which I find quite useful, and it's worked okay for me so far. And I think the last thing I could cover is, sorry, the wall partitioning. So you can see here I've got three squares of my walls. That means that if a um, wall breaker, because of their AI, they'll go for the nearest concealed unit behind a wall. They'll smash this cannon open, then they'll smash this gold storage open, and then they'll smash this archer open. But the thing is, I'm trying to protect the intersection because, and that's what you have to look out for as well. When you position buildings and traps, try and defend the intersections between the two buildings because if a wall breaker smashes this open, then they're going to target this one because you've got two exposed buildings, and then they'll go for your other units. So I've done it badly in here, but so for example, this building here, this building will protect this intersection and force the wall breakers to go to the side. And if I'm lucky, when the wall breaker explodes, it won't force that intersection open. But this is a bad example as well because I haven't got a wall open there. So if that's broken, it will go to that side anyway. Here's a better example. So the wall breaker will be diverted and hopefully smash into the center there and keep this cannon kind of enclosed. So that's it for the wall break. Also, when these three buildings are exposed, the next wall breakers will aim for kind of these partitions, and I've kind of aligned the three buildings here so that when a wall breaker goes through here and goes to the side, it will smash into the kind of central bits, and I might be spared that center um, intersection bit. So I've kind of done a double split thing, if that makes sense. So the wall breaker goes in here, diverts, smashes the wall, and then diverts again. So I keep as many intersections enclosed as I can. I'm not sure if it's working, but that's the idea behind it. And I should place my spring traps a bit better so I can utilize that intersection protection kind of thing. And I've got my kind of air bombs. Haven't really placed them well. Usually because when people attack, they want to take out your air defense if they're going to send in air units. So I've got them near my well, in this case, near my air defense because um, any kind of air troops will be attacked by those if they destroy that. That's my reasoning behind that. And that's about it. I hope you enjoyed my commentary and my base analysis. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll make more of these. So thanks for watching.